All right, it's my first full year teaching. I was a phys ed teacher. And I noticed that like a lot of my 5th and 6th grade young men, like hyperactive, they would get into trouble, but they really would not get into any more trouble than what the young females would get into. The more I taught, and the higher grades I taught, the less young men I would see. High school, 9th grade, everything started out pretty equal. Same amount of males and females. But I would notice that a lot of the young men would be more concerned with being cool, hovering, what their friends think about them, than actually doing their work. So many young men would get left down in the 9th grade, or they'd fail a class or two. And what would happen the next year, they'd come back. Maybe they're in the 10th grade, they're probably still in the 9th grade, but they got to repeat the classes. So if they had problems taking that same class the 2nd year, what do you think would happen? Well, you don't go back. Wherever you got to, wherever you reach, what would happen? Okay, summer school, they come back, should be 10th grade, they're sitting in the classroom with 9th grade students. If they start failing again, they would just quit. So what would happen is 10th grade, you have less young men than females. And 11th grade, junior year, I would start noticing that for every 3 females, I would only have 1 male. Senior year, here in Philadelphia, if you go into a classroom, you're like, where are the guys at? It's about 5 to 1. Now, this is what I've learned. And ladies, no offense, but y'all aren't smarter than the young men. But a lot of things happen to the young men that throw them off track, and they don't continue with higher education. So what I did is I decided I was going to take a year off and try to address this. Now, I don't have all the answers. You're going to see a lot of people talking with suggestions and saying what the problems are. They don't have all the answers. But the reason I'm doing this is because of you. You have to think about your situation, where it is that you plan on going. Now, if I went around the room here and I asked every one of you, where do you think you're going to be at 10 years from now? I know all of you are going to say some good stuff. Every one of you is going to say something other than, I plan on sitting in a cell with 3 or 4 other brothers. I don't think there's one of you young men in here that's thinking on those lines. But things happen and things occur. So I decided to make this video. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to have a discussion in the middle of the video. All right? The people are going to give you a lot of information, a lot of feedback, and I want to see what do you feel affects you. Now, Miss Davidson is going to come by with some paper because as a teacher, one of the things that in my classroom, it always says take notes every day. Can anybody tell me why it's important to take notes? This young man back here. Yeah, oh yeah, I like you.
To get information, just in case you might have to write paragraph or something.
Okay, that sounds good. Who else had hand up? This young man right here.
But when you go with a school system that does not recognize that you don't have no home training, your mother and father didn't teach you how to act in public. So a lot of that is not going on right now. I think that's the biggest problem. So kids are coming out onto the street. They have no role models. They're following what they see in music videos, what they see in.
This young lady right here. Oh, you gotta speak up.
I learned that you could be a thug after school, but try to do your best and try to do your work and learn in school.
Okay, those young men that you saw in the video at the end, did they look any different than anybody else that you see?
No.
Okay, they still doing their thing. Okay, they dressing the way they want to dress, but they understand that sometimes being hardcore means getting your work in. Really, sometimes ignoring your friends, that means that you really are the tough guy, that you telling your friends like, nah, I gotta do my thing so I can do what I want later. All right. Separate categories. Okay, schoolwork and your personal life. First one says, do you take notes every day? You know whether or not you do that. The sooner you develop your own system of taking notes, the easier school is going to be for you. Do you talk to your peers and the staff in a respectful manner?
No.
Because if you don't, what's going to happen?
Trouble.
Okay, trouble. And guess what? They're not going to talk to you in a respectful manner. Doing this? Am I doing this? I have really enjoyed you guys. I'm going to give you a hand. All right. Thank you for staying focused. And do remember this, play the game the right way and you will be successful. All right? Young men, I'm looking forward to seeing some of y'all in high school. You back teaching high school?